Welcome to Families and You, the Marin edition. I'm Anais Nagle.
Kiersten Brown.
James Gaidano.
And Reilly McNulty-Gimble.
In this episode, we will be sharing our stories on how exactly family impacts you as an individual. But is it necessarily a bad thing? Stay tuned to find out.
Family is not an important thing, it's everything. By Michael J. Fox.
Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. Lilo and Stitch.
Blood means that you're related, but loyalty means that you're family. Anonymous.
Other things may change us, but we start and end with the family. Anthony Brandt.
Hi, my name's James, and I'm 14 years old, living in Fairfax in Marin County. I'm going to be talking about how my family has impacted my life and how family can really support you and help you. As a family, we have a tradition. As my dad being one of 13 children, me having a lot of cousins and people to hang out with, we all go to my grandma's house on Sunday to enjoy a nice dinner. We all go there and just to hang out and have fun. And as a family, we really, you can,
Like go in the pool or something?
No, it can build a stronger relationship.
I see.
So as later on in life, it's gonna be easier to find new people, meet new friends, finding new jobs, and family can impact how you see the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, going back to my grandma's. As a family, us as cousins, we all, my grandma has a pool. She has a decent sized house, so we all gather up there. They can be up to 50 people there at one time on a family event. But I have cousins around my age, and we all go in the pool, hang out, go play football at Drake because we live right next to there. So we all bond and grow in our relationship and make it stronger. But so.
Thank you so much, James. Did you want to add something?
No, but just hanging out with the family and being there to support them, you can just grow a stronger relationship and become something big.
Yeah, so the bonding definitely is key to growing a relationship with your family, which is very important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woo!
Okay, hi, I'm Anais, and I'm 15 years old, and this is actually my third year living in Marin County, so I have definitely a different perspective than James and who you'll hear from later, Kiersten, because they have been living here for generations. So I want to share a little story about you of how my family has impacted me. So, here it is. I swear, I stood on the paved road for an eternity. Well, I was only 8, so 10 minutes was an extremely long period of time. The line of people extended far ahead and behind me, leaving me a small speck in the sea of runners. Our anxious bodies crowded close together, fidgeting to fight the morning cold. Right in the middle of the new pack, my dad kept me close as the director explained the course of the race with his shiny new megaphone. The words wouldn't reach me, so my dad just said, "Always follow the person in front of you. I'll be next to you, so don't worry." After a quick national anthem, the director pulled out the starting gun, and boom, I was off in my very first race. I raced down the street, leaving the magnolia trees, screaming spectators, and plain office buildings in the dust. My heart was pumping so fast, the blood in my veins flowing at the speed of light. In and out, I told myself. A little cloud of fog trailed in front of me, as my breath quickened. Little beads of sweat trickled along the curvature of my nose, before falling on the asphalt road. Muscles in my arms and legs worked as one, sending me forward faster than I ever could have imagined. There's a moment that every runner experiences when they reach a sort of balance. They feel relaxed, with no pain, each muscle of their body running at full capacity as they glide across the surface. I was definitely gliding. But then a grimace crept its way into my vigorous face. My heartbeat slowed down as I couldn't get enough oxygen into my lungs. The weight of my legs felt like a ton of rocks. Every step was a struggle to just keep moving. I couldn't process anything. All of my energy was gone. The 1 mile mark was just ahead, and I didn't believe in myself anymore. "Come on, Anna," yelled my dad. "You can do it," snapping me back to reality. He had still been running beside me all along. Even though my mile pace had slowed down to 12 minutes per mile, he hadn't given up on me, and in that instant, all I could think of was finishing the race to make my dad proud. With some newfound determination evident in my eyes, I mustered up the will to speed up. I ignored the ache in my calves and the slight sting in my lungs as I propelled one foot in front of the other. Before no time, my dad and I swiftly passed the 2 mile mark and onto the final mile. There was no room for giving up now because I'd come so far to turn back now, and my right foot flailed behind me like if it was lifeless. So I focused on breathing, in and out, in and out. Slowly but surely, the sound of cowbells reached my ears. I'd made it to the home stretch. The glorious golden balloon arch stood less than 300 meters away. I saw my mom and my 3-year-old little brother waving at me. "Go on," they yelled, "beat Dad." That's all it took for my competitive side to come out. I sprinted as fast as I could, leaving my dad behind, and crossed the finish line in just over 30 minutes. My parents, especially my dad, just my family in general, just really supported me and really started my love and my passion for running, because if it weren't for them, then I guess I just wouldn't be a runner, and that's a really big part of who I am. So they have impacted just my identity in general. Thank you.
Woo! Hi, I'm Reilly, and I'm about to talk to you about how I moved to Marin. I was never from Marin, but I've been here for a little bit, I think over 6 years. But I was originally from Oakland, and I was born in Berkeley. I'm 15 now, and the reason we moved to Marin was because after moving from Oakland and moving to a town called Orinda, my brother didn't like his middle school. He was very gifted at that age and had really fast learning. So we took him to a school for the gifted, and since he's my older brother, he kind of gets priority. Sometimes I had to come with him, so I had to take an IQ test to make it in, and I made it in by a little bit. So we stayed in, or we moved out of Orinda into San Rafael, and then we moved there for a little bit, renting a house. And it was going really well, but then he graduated from it, and I didn't really like that school that much. It was just too small, and I didn't have that many friends because there was only like under 100 people in the school, and it was K through 8. So we moved to Fairfax 6 years ago, or when I was coming into 4th grade, halfway through 4th grade. I don't know, my math may be off, but we came here, and I went to Manor, and I was in the MAP program, so I was with people a grade above me, kind of like Trek right now. And we moved here also because my mom wanted a job at Good Earth, and she got it. And the main difference I see with Marin and other places is definitely its food. Like, it has like all organic food, and in some places you can't get really fresh fruit, but in Fairfax you can get, and Marin you can get a lot of good food because it's a very wealthy place. And we rent a house right now near Manor, and we're probably going to be here for another 2 to 4 years. I don't know, I can't tell the future. But yeah, family is really important because my mom and dad worked so hard. They worked full-time for many years just to get me into this place right now. And also another big thing I see that's different in Marin is the technology and the amount of stuff this school gets for sports. Like, I've never been at a school with a pool. Well, most elementary schools and middle schools don't have pools, but I was pretty surprised when I heard Drake had a pool, and they have, like, great activities and great education support for all the students, and that's really nice. And I'm just really so grateful for my family, because if I have a bad day at school, I'll come home and be with my loving family and my pet Blueberry. He's a cat, my brother Clancy, and my parents. It's really great. It's really warm and loving environment in my house. So without family, I wouldn't be alive today, or the same person if my family wasn't as loving. Thank you.
I'm Kiersten, and for generations now, my family has lived in Marin County. And for living in Marin County this long, I think that there are a lot of good things, but there are also some bad things. Some of the good things are that you really get to know who is your community and who's around you. And I think that's a good thing, because if you're a family that moves from neighborhood to neighborhood a lot, I think that you wouldn't really get the connections and the bond that you would get living in one place for a long time, like my family. Another good thing, I remember one time when it was actually the beginning of Drake High School, and it was my first day, and not only did the upperclassmen, but some of the sophomores even came up to me and were asking me if I was brother and sister with Amanda and Angie Brown. And one thing I thought, it was really funny because it made me realize how small, but then yet how big Marin County is. But there are cons, and some of the cons are that when you are doing something, because Marin County can be really small because of all the people that you know, it's really hard to do something without everyone finding out what you're doing. And so you would have to be careful with that. And another thing that I would find hard and a bad thing would be, but it hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm always afraid when someone comes up to me and asks me if I'm related to any of my family members, and if I say yes, what they would respond, if they actually didn't like them or they had bad stories about them. I'm always afraid of that. But I think overall, living in Marin County is a great thing, and just living here for so long is a great thing.
Good job. Thank you for listening to these riveting stories. They probably even changed the way you looked at your life, maybe. But to all you fans out there, catch you on the flip side.